All right. Welcome back to No Filter MMA. This is your boy BJ. And of course, as you guys can see, I am joined here by Bellator Featherweight and the former Invicta Featherweight champion, Pam Bam Sorensen. Pam, what's going on?
Not a whole lot, just lounging with the dog on a Sunday.
A lot's been going on, Pam. A lot has been going on. I hadn't talked to you in a while, so I've been starting off interviews with this question here. How was quarantine like? How do you rate quarantine from A to F for Pam Sorensen, like the whole coronavirus era?
F minus. I don't know after F, but I don't know.
Jeez, it's
It was,
it's been crazy. Wearing masks and everybody being afraid to touch people. It's crazy. But anyways, Pam, big news. Pam, if you guys don't know, now you know. Pam Sorensen just signed with Bellator MMA, and the entire WMMA universe is put on its heels because we got Pam Sorensen now into this budding roster that's going on over at Bellator. Kat Zingano, Chris Cyborg. We've seen Arlene Blinko get a big win recently. A lot going on over at Bellator. So tell me how this whole thing started, Pam. Like, how did it go from leaving Invicta to getting that call or whatever happened with Bellator?
um, well, the hope was always kind of that after I won, that maybe I would get called up to the UFC like all the other previous champions have. And when that didn't happen, Dana White made some pretty disrespectful comments towards not only myself but Cindy Dandois, and it's kind of like, f that guy, f that guy.
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
and so I was just kind of looking at my options. It's like, who is there at Invicta who has more than just a handful of fights for me to fight anymore? Um, so my manager and we were talking. I was like, all right, let's see what Bellator's would offer. Like, let's go to them, say we're interested. And they kind of, the offer was good. So they were it was like 4 fights in 16 months, and that's a lot busier than I've been, and that Invicta could have kept me. So
yeah. Because there was like a moment there where you were posting and you were saying like, like ready to fight, ready to get back in there, waiting on my next opponent. And we're kind of like, okay, like, is it going to be UFC? Is it going to be Invicta? Is it going to be Bellator? Bottom line is, we want to see Pam Sorensen fight. Period. So how was it like when you went to Shannon Knapp with that? Like, how did that whole thing go?
she understood. Because she knew, with they have some featherweights over there. They don't have many featherweights with a lot of experience. So she's like, there's not a lot of matchups that make sense for you. So she understood. She was more than gracious about letting me go, and she was just like, just don't forget us here at Invicta where you got your start at, which I obviously wouldn't, but
Yeah, for sure. Of course not. No. Um, and I saw where you tagged Chris Cyborg when you made the announcement. You tagged Chris Cyborg's name. Tell what was up with that? Because I found that rather interesting, but I didn't ask you about it.
I don't know, just letting her know, like, hey, I mean, she's thrown my name out there a few times, and when she was in the UFC, she was very vocal. Like, she thought that myself and a couple other fighters, should have been brought in. And then when she went to Bellator, she also said, like, hey, you'd be a great addition. So I was just letting her know, like, hey, I'm home, I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, now with this whole like ranking system that Bellator's got, um, I feel like, Pam, with your accolades alone, you go in here and you get a win. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll put you in the rankings. They just let some ranked girls go over at Bellator. So I mean, I'm feeling like if you go in here, championship level fighter, you go in here and get an impressive win, you'll land yourself a spot in the rankings.
Yeah, that's the hope. I'm not sure because I'm gonna be fighting another debut fighter, so I'm not sure where I would land, but I mean, I would hope that I would land in the rankings somewhere.
So is it like public knowledge who you're
I
fighting?
don't know. I haven't seen it anywhere.
Okay, well, we're not gonna talk about that then. Like, I mean, we're not gonna talk about it too much. Yeah. So you're fighting another debut fighter. What are you expecting? What are you expecting going into that Bellator under that banner? Coming out to the Bellator stage. Like, what are you expecting?
um, I don't know. Just business as usual. I'm expecting my opponent better show up and do her part. um, which has been an issue for her in the past, so hopefully it won't be this time. I don't know. It's just another day in the office, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, we've seen like Chris Cyborg take the belt from Julia Budd. To be honest, Julia Budd hadn't really looked the best in their last few fights. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's fighting Chris Cyborg or what it is, but she hadn't really looked the best. They really like the most impressive fights in that division are coming from people who already lost to Chris Cyborg. So some fresh new blood coming in. You know what I'm saying? Smashing girls at 145 pounds is kind of really um, uh, what Bellator needs, because I don't want to say it, but Chris Cyborg's had a few fights since she's been over at Bellator, and now I don't want it to be like, I don't want them to start like recycling fights again over at Bellator. So I feel like some new fresh blood is going to be good there. What are you expecting to, like, after you get this win? Are you expecting to kind of like be thrown into the Shark Tank? Because since the rankings come out, it's kind of shaped itself into a Shark Tank with Kat Zingano at the top, Arlene Blinko, Chris Cyborg, those girls up at the top. Are you expecting to be kind of thrown into that kind of mix?
Yeah, those were the names they were originally throwing around, not Cyborg, but some of the other top girls. I know that they were trying to get me a top 4 or 5 fighter to make my debut, and it just didn't work out. Um, so yeah, I'm expecting after I win my debut that my next fight will be against one of them.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. So your friend Caitlin Young, former opponent, as well, has been over at PFL. She's 1-1 over there. Was that ever an option? Like, did you ever consider like maybe entering the? I think you're a little small for 155. I think you're a little small for 155, but she fit well at 155. Did that ever cross your mind any?
Yeah, gosh, who's the Australian? What is the Australian guy's name again? He, but I forgot what his name was. But yeah, they did call and they asked if I would be available and if it would be an option for me to go and be a part of the tournament. It started off as an alternate. I don't know if a spot ever opened up or what was going on, but I was supposed to have another surgery around the same time that they were starting the fight. So it just, and like you said, I'm not even the biggest featherweight. So Caitlin's got a few inches on me. So I mean, I think she has the better frame for 155. I would be a little bit undersized there.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think that would have. If I would have saw that announced, I'd have been like, Pam's a little small. You know what I'm saying? Because she's small at 45. You know what I'm saying? So, but you're stout at 45. Now you spoke about the second surgery. You're supposed to have a surgery. Is that like a follow up with the whole monster that you had removed before?
Yeah, so I did have another surgery back in November because another one grew. It was a smaller version, and then after I had that one taken out, luckily they were able to go in with a scope, like just a couple of smaller incisions. And then I was back at the doctor and a couple of months later, and like 3 more new ones had grown. So it was, and luckily, with some extra hormone therapy, I think we got him under control. But I was,
Yeah.
why? This is a talent that I don't want. I don't want to be growing these things. They need to be done.
Yeah, they need to be done. For
Yeah.
sure. So have you been kind of like just keeping an eye on them, and keeping an eye on it and seeing if make monitor, like, are they like monitoring you every so often?
Yeah, I go in if if I start having problems, because it's pretty. I mean, you can tell.
Yeah,
So, especially
yeah,
doing wall work and having people pushing on your belly and like, punching you can be like, oh, that hurts and that shouldn't hurt. But yeah, I haven't really had any problems in a few months, so hopefully it's under control.
yeah. Let's hope that's under control for sure. Um, we don't need you giving birth to one of those monsters again. That was crazy, and that was
Yeah,
just
yeah, I
it.
don't never
And
again.
you fought with it for so long, though. Like you fought with it. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
not Felicia with it.
Yeah, that's crazy. So speaking of Felicia, the UFC featherweight division, like that whole landscape, like how do you feel about that? Like from the outside looking in, when it was a possibility. Everybody wanted you there. Um, Now that you're going somewhere where it's an established division, like it's an established thing, how does it feel looking on the outside in at what's going on over in the UFC? Because that's crazy.
Now I'm glad I didn't get the call over there. Because I think the Bellator pay is probably pretty similar to what it might have been over in the UFC, and there's actually a division. They don't have a division. They have a couple of fighters over. They have Megan and Felicia, and then some bantamweights who go up and down.
Yeah.
That's not a division.
Yeah, it's really not.
Yeah,
It's not a division at all.
yeah. So I think everything worked out the way that it was meant to.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see. Like, there's so many matchups. Like, me and Combo Breaker 99 were talking the other day, and we were like, what I'm saying? Other than the person you are going to be fighting, um, we were thinking ahead. We were thinking past that person. You know what I'm saying? Like we were thinking, Katz and Gano. We were thinking Arlene Blinko. We were thinking, what I'm saying, like Julia Budd, Jesse Mealy. You know what I'm saying? Those are the names that we were kind of throwing out there. And actually, I actually talked to a couple of girls in the division. Like I interviewed Jesse Mealy, and I reached out to her and I said, hey, did you see, the current Pam, the current sign of Pam Bam Sorenson? And she was over the top excited. She was like, I'm going to possibly get a chance to fight. Talking about Jesse Mealy. She was like, I possibly get a chance to fight a legend and a pioneer like Pam Sorenson, who's a high level fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm super excited to do that. It seems like it seems like the Bellator is more about the fight than the UFC. I feel like the UFC is kind of like more about the antics nowadays than they are about the actual fight. You know?
Yeah, I'm not really about that. Like if I wanted to do that, I would go to WWE or whatever they go by now. I'd go to professional wrestling. I'm an athlete. I'm not an actor.
Right. Listen, Pam Bam Sorensen says she ain't with that bullshit. I hear you, Pam. So, how do you feel about Miesha Tate making that return? I wanted to hear your thoughts about that.
I that fight in general was just really cool. Not only Miesha Tate coming back after having two babies, but Marion Renault even fighting in her retirement fight at 44. Um, that's pretty big too. So I think it was a big fight for both of them. Obviously, Tate came out on top, so it was probably a little bigger for her. But yeah, I'm excited to see what she does next. Maybe Holly Holm again.
That rematch would be nice. Yes, that
Yeah, and I
rematch
know
would definitely.
I think Holm's been looking for a fight for a while. So
She has, yeah. She's been talking like as soon as Miesha Tate won, the first thing out of her mouth was, what I'm saying, like I want to fight Tate again, and I'm like, that's kind of a risky fight. I think it comes out the same way. I think it ends the same way for sure. I think
yeah,
Miesha gets.
I
Go
just
ahead.
worry because she got her at the end of the fifth round, and if they fight in a 3-round fight, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Oh shit. Okay, Pam puts it like that. I never thought about it as a 3-round Tate versus home fight. That's different. That's really different because if that first fight was a 3-round fight, it would have been a. I don't know. Well, it still would have been 2-1 for Holly. But we know. Okay, let's get back to Pam Sorensen here because I mean we're stepping up in competition. We're stepping up in talent level. We're fighting girls with just as much or more fights than you. We know that Pam Sorensen is a very solid striker, a very good grappler. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can we expect to see from Pam Sorenson? Like, what new and what new things can we expect to see from Pam Sorenson?
Probably just more of the same. Nothing like too drastically new. Like, I'll do what it takes to win. I think the only thing I want to change is I want to go in there and not be going for decisions. I want to go in there and I want to start finishing fights like I did when I kind of started out in MMA. So we want to get back to that and stop leaving it in the hands of the judges.
Yeah, because that Spencer fight was close.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, I know it didn't. I know that it was a finish, but if that had went to a decision, if that fight had continued longer, that would have been a close decision fight, because that was a banger. That was a banger. And we see now, like, it's been a while since you fought. You fought Caitlin Young last, and that was what, like 2 years ago almost.
Yeah,
And as we've seen, like, ring rust really isn't, like, for some fighters, it's not really a thing. Like, look how good Miesha looked. Look how good TJ Dillashaw looked. Look how good, you know what I'm saying, other fighters who have been on these long layoffs have come back and looked. Do you feel like you're gonna is ring rust gonna be a thing for Pam Sorenson, or not really?
I don't think so. I've been training the whole time. After I fought Caitlin, I did go and compete in the kickboxing world championships over in Bosnia. So I mean, I have been trying to stay active at least.
Yeah. Would you ever do some submission undergrounds?
Yeah, I would probably give that a try.
Yeah, I'll probably do it. I keep forgetting that striking is your first thing, because you're so good. You're so well-rounded, and you show such a well-rounded game. Like, you go to the ground with girls, you fight on the ground, you welcome the ground game, you fight on the feet. And I have to remember, Pam started off as a striker. Am I not right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a striker heavy division over at Bellator. So I'm expecting to see some bangers. Like, I'm expecting to see you in some bangers, and I just think I think Bellator is going to be an exciting journey for you, Pam. I think there's a lot for you to do at Bellator. And then if you get to that Cyborg fight, like, that's going to have the MMA community on edge, because that's the type of fights we've been wanting to see. Like, the fights that Chris Cyborg has been having in Bellator, this is the kind of fights we want to see in the We wanted to see in the UFC. It doesn't matter where, anywhere Chris Cyborg's fighting, we want to see her fighting not Yana Kunitskaya, not Lena Landsberg. We want to see her fighting legit, solid 145-pound girls. And championship material, two former Invicta champions. I think it's a match made in heaven. Uh-oh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. MJ says, why is she not going to PFL? We already answered that, man. Pam just, I think Pam is small for that weight class. And Pam already said she feels like she's small for that weight class.
Yeah. No, yeah, 155 is a bit of a stretch for me.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch. But girls like Felicia, girls like Caitlin, they can make that weight, but I don't think I would see you fighting at 145 pounds. So, Pam, go ahead. What'd you say?
It'd be extra stocky or extra sturdy.
Yeah. So let's talk about getting back in fight shape, like getting back ready to go. You had a long time off. You know what I'm saying? There was a period where you were kind of like in limbo, not really knowing what was going to happen. When you hit the grind hard again, Pam, what were some of the things going through your mind?
I'm sorry, I saw the message about my dog, and I was trying to get him to come over here, and he won't do it.
Side note, let's talk about the dogs. What is his name, Pam?
His name is Gus. He won't come over. He's trying to go for a walk, so he won't come over here. I was trying, and then I forgot to listen to what you were asking.
What I was saying was, when you're getting back to the grind, when you secured this bag with Bellator and you signed it, you said, let's go, let's do this. getting back in fighting shape? Because like I said, you had that moment where you were kind of in limbo. When you were getting back in fighting shape, like what was going through your mind? What motivated you to be like, fuck it, let's go?
I got, especially with having to have surgery again and possibly even a third time, I was like, God, is this that would just really blow if that's how my career ended, if I had to retire because health issues. And then when it kind of cleared up and hopefully we have it all taken care of, I was like, well, I got to get back into it. I can't, I don't have it. There's no excuse now because I still love doing it. So yeah, that was just, I don't
Just ready to go. Just
know.
ready to go.
Here.
Pam, how many of your training partners have you been stumbling in the gym, man? Because I know you've been landing some of them punches on your training partners. I know you've been cracking them, Pam. How's that going?
It's going good. I have some really good training partners who also stayed active when, I mean, things were pretty tight in Minnesota for a while. They were pretty strict on us, and they had made all the gyms close. But I have a little group that we always train together.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know that whole thing was like I was talking to a fighter from ONE FC over in Singapore, and she was talking about how strict it was over there. She was like, I know it was strict in America, but it wasn't strict like it was here. And they literally would like if they were seen training, you know what I'm saying? Like it was they had like consequences for even being seen training. And I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure, had to keep it small, had to keep it tight or whatever, because there's no social distancing when you're training MMA. There's no
Yeah,
social.
not at all. And like our gym followed the guidelines. I know some other gyms put paper up on their windows so nobody could report them and what they were doing. We actually just made like a little gym in our garage. It's like you can't tell me what I can and can't do in my garage.
Right.
So I was still able to at least keep moving, do some weights. We have striking mats in there to have people come over and do pads and whatnot. So
So I know it's really not like you're not making it public knowledge of who you're fighting, but how far away can we expect to see you in Bellator, like your first fight?
very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon. I'm telling y'all, Pam is tight lipped because I'm telling you, I wrote Pam and I told y'all about this live. I said, guys, Pam Sorenson went military silent on me, guys. I said, because I always hit Pam up and I say, Pam, any call yet? Any news yet? And Pam would always say, nope, nothing yet. I said, y'all, this last time I asked Pam, I got no response. I said something is going on, and it just sent the whole my whole little network of podcasters and subscribers. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Like something's up with Pam Sorenson, and then we just waited and we waited and we waited and we finally got the announcement. Everybody is so excited to see you fight, Pam. We're all on your side here. We want to see you fight. We want to see you do well. We think it's a whole crop of bullshit that the only Invicta featherweight champion that you're the only one to not get pulled into the. I mean, like Dana White made those comments as if you're not a championship fighter, and I was so thrown off by it. I was like, you're gonna get Megan Anderson in, but you're not gonna bring in Pam Sorenson. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, like that just didn't make sense.
Yeah, he has a few fighters on the roster that it's like we know why they're there. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna name any names, but it's pretty obvious why they're there. And it's
yeah.
not for their fighting skills, so he can just now that I don't have any desire to work for him, he can just kind of shove it.
Ooh, yeah. Pam don't give a damn. Pam works for Scott Coker. She don't give a damn.
Hopefully he doesn't care if I insult Dana
Oh,
White.
Scott, I guarantee you, Scott don't care. He don't care. Well, Pam, that's all I got for you. I'm not gonna keep you forever. I know you're busy. You got a lot going on right now. I see you've done some interviews so far, and I said, well, let me jump in and get Pam before shit gets crazy for Pam, because I know it's gonna get crazy pretty soon. But what's your message? What's your focus going into this fight, Pam?
I'm there to make a statement. I want to come in and kind of put the featherweight division on notice and let them know that I'm there.
Whew, just the matchups. The matchups. Oh my gosh. I'm excited. I'm excited, Pam. Well, if you want to give a shout out to your training partners, your gym, your sponsors, whoever, the floor is all yours, Pam.
Yeah, just everybody over at the Cellar Gym who's kind of been there the entire time. All my old and new sponsors were working everything out, so I don't have any names, but everybody who has kind of stayed supportive.
Yeah. Well, just know we all got your back. The underground WMMA community, we all got your back, Pam. We all here supporting you. We all talking about you. There's been so many videos that we've done, and Combo Breaker 99 has done countless videos talking about featherweights, and I've done countless videos talking about featherweights. So we're all aware of what's going on, and we're super excited, and just know that we'll be watching.
All right, thank you. Well, here.
Oh, here he goes.
I can't get. Oh, no.
That's a big dog, Pam.
Yeah,
That's a big dog.
My big baby.
Oh, we know. Everybody knows. Well, guys, that's all I got for you. You heard it here first. Pam Bam Sorenson is on her way, fast tracking, making it to Bellator, and we are here to see it all. Uh-oh. LOL, that dog posts booty pics too.
Yes, he's my big booty boy.
But anyways, guys, this is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA. Guys, go give Pam Sorenson a follow. Facebook, Twitter, she's everywhere. Give her a follow, give her a like, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.